please like our video and subscribe to RotoWire. Then go to rotowire.com/pod for a free 10-day trial.
So, Jeff, there's a lot of injuries. I'm going to start with tonight. We talked a little bit earlier about Alex Rodriguez and not knowing that Tim Anderson hurt his hamstring coming down the line. But Tim Anderson hurt his hamstring coming down the line. He left early in the game with hamstring tightness running to first base. It was clear to me that he definitely felt it pull like 3 steps from first base. Not an injury I like ever, but really not one I like where you're a guy you drafted for stolen bases.
No, not at all. And the tough part is it's Sunday night. Now they have to travel. They play another West Coast game. If I recall correctly, they're still on the West Coast. So you may have to make that lineup decision at less than full knowledge, and that's always tough. With a hitter like in an FBC format, okay, that's fine. But you're going to Seattle for 3 games. You may have to make that decision. And also, it happened after almost everyone's fab run too.
Yeah. There was a note after the game that said he's unlikely to miss much time. Whatever you want to take that with. Take that with a grain of salt. But the quote from La Russa was, "It looks like it will be short, not serious. Pulled it slightly."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I still think
very enlightened to me.
I still think he misses the next series if I had to guess.
I would feel the same. So would you go after Lurie Garcia?
Probably not.
He runs.
He does. If you're in a daily league or you're a league where you pick guys up just for the next few days, then I think he's interesting. I don't think I'd do it with the thought that he's going to play for more than half a week or so. But you're right, he does run. I think he has stolen base tonight too.
Yeah, that's why it made me think about that. Plus, I think he's got multiple positions. Let me check that real quick though before I lie on that too much there. I know he's in previous years he's had multiple positions. No, just shortstop currently. Sorry, I lied again.
But still, if you're in a deeper league and you need to fill in for Anderson, I mean, it's a guy that's gonna play for these next couple of days. Yeah, I think like I said, in a weekly format or daily format, I think I'd grab him. But more concerning if you have, if Anderson is one of your main guys, you're going to the lineup tomorrow. I think that's going to be a tough call, but I think he's probably a sit for the first half week if I had to guess.
Yep.
Keep Ryan Hayes, a guy that everybody liked coming into the season off the big 2020 debut, put on the IL today with a wrist injury. Doesn't sound long term, but it was like his hammate's hurt and everybody's freaking out. Then it was like, oh, his X-rays are negative. He's fine. He's not going to go on the IL, and now he's on the IL, so he's going to miss this week. But hopefully it's minor because he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, they said that he was having a hard time squeezing the glove. They tried to do baseball activities and it didn't go well. And it's the Pirates. Why would you rush him back? He's one of your few good things going on right now, and you got all the service time in the world with him too. So they'll take their time. Wilmer Defoe is going to get some playing time. Phillip Evans started today. It looks like he'll probably be the main guy. Phillip Evans was like batting 5th today against the Cubs.
It's not pretty in Pittsburgh still.
No.
You take Hayes out of the belt lineup, becomes even less pretty than it was.
Yeah, they may hit like Hayes, but now they
I love that movie. Josh Donaldson was put on the IL Saturday. I know he got hurt on Thursday, but just a note that he was put on the IL over the weekend since the last podcast. Mild right hamstring strain. I guess the best news is it wasn't his calf, which is a really good thing. But I mean, frustrating. Donaldson is so good, hits so well, and he gets hurt on his first at bat of the season. It's just maddening.
It's no consolation to me that it's his hamstring. To be honest, it's all part of the kinetic chain.
I guess that's probably
injury.
true.
It's another muscle injury. And they treated him with kid gloves this spring too.
They did, and he goes for one double and gets hurt in the first at bat. It's tough.
Luis Arraez was available in one of my mains, and we tried to be aggressive on him, and we weren't even close. Again, I think he was like 77 on him too, as in addition to until like same with Isbell, and we didn't come close enough to getting him, which is a shame.
He's got triple eligibility too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, he does, and
I'm not sure he can hit though.
Arraez?
Luis Arraez?
He can hit for average.
He hasn't the last couple of years.
Wait, are we talking about the same player here?
He hit 223 in 2019 and 239 in 2020.
No, he hit 321 last year, and 334 the year before.
Are we talking about completely different? I'm looking at Luis Urias, Milwaukee Brewers.
No. Arraez, Minnesota Twins. The guy that's playing
Luis
third base
Arraez.
for him.
Oh, he could definitely hit for average.
Yeah, I was like, am I on sniffing crazy glue right now?
That's pretty funny, Luis. Luis Urias was available in a couple of my leagues with triple eligibility, so I just looked for him.
Urias.
I'm surprised that Luis Arraez was available in your 15-teamer.
Yeah, me too.
He's leading off too.
I know. And I wasn't aggressive enough. I did wrong. I didn't get him.
Sorry, I fully butchered that one. That's funny. Yeah, no, he's a great average guy. The contact rate's crazy on him.
Yeah.
I love his K rate, and he's like you said, he's with Donaldson out. He's been leading off the last couple of games. I mean, in a Twins lineup, you don't like that.
Yeah. Instead, we got Kevin Kiermaier for $1, so that's just as good, right?
No, not just as good, but you'll have to live with it. I have Kiermaier in once. I kind of like Kiermaier for steals this year. It was frustrating. They started out in a National League park. Speaking of which, it sucked to draft Nelson Cruz and not be able to play him the first half of the week. But I kept looking at my team like, what am I missing? Like, I feel like I'm missing a player. I didn't draft an offensive player, and I kept realizing it was Cruz that was on my bench. But at least Kiermaier, because he and Manny Margot are kind of trading on and off when they had no DH. At least with the DH, they should be able to play a little more. So I don't know. Kiermaier's still a couple bags for you, but I'm surprised that Arraez was available.
Yeah, I think he was a drop because I'm trying to think.
His playing time looked kind of sketchy there for a while.
It did.
Once Jorge Polanco was there was no real place for him to play, especially because they have Cruz to DH. So that spot's taken up at all times.
Yeah, I'm looking, and no, he was just undrafted. That's amazing. Yeah. But yet I didn't profit off it, so shame on me.
We mentioned Joakim Soria's injury already. I think that one could be one that takes a while. That strained calf for a pitcher is never a good thing. Byron Buxton was removed early on Sunday. There was a lot of people freaking out about why he was gone. There was some talk about migraines, but it came out that he has a non-COVID illness, which I think is crazy that that's how illnesses are described now, COVID or non-COVID.
Right.
But it's obviously important that he's not going to quarantine or anything like that. But it sounds like he's fine. It's always something with Buxton, but it sounds like this one is nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, and he's off to a great start.
Yeah.
He took Corbin Burns deep yesterday.
That homer off Burns, that pitcher's like outside too, and he just drilled it to center, kind of right center. Like that was, Burns was pitching so well, and he smoked that ball.
Yeah. It was tough, and that was the thing is, I that game was fun to watch, except for the fact that I'm not only do I not have Jose Berrios anywhere, I faded him. I was vocal about fading him, so I'm looking like I'm donning the Jester's motley already, as Tim Schuler would like to say.
I'm going to hold off on that because I have him to talk about a little bit later. But
okay.
Trent Grisham expected to return next weekend. That is a good thing there. Hopefully, with the hamstring, he can steal a few bases. Austin Hayes, if you have him in a deeper league, was removed Sunday with some hamstring discomfort, so something to watch on Monday. Michael Brantley was kind of interesting. He got hit in the wrist by a pitch on Saturday. Left early, and it sounded like they were worried about it. Dusty Baker, it seemed like he was worried about it, and then said on Sunday that Michael Brantley clearly drinks a lot of milk because he has really good bones, so it didn't break.
That sounds like a Dusty Baker quote. That's amazing.
Dusty went to East Oakland on Saturday morning and went and got a certain special Mexican meal for Jose Urquidy. He's pitching today. So Dusty actually drove and got this. Like, apparently he knows some great Mexican place in East Oakland. Went and picked it up for Urquidy because he's pitching today. So he wanted him to have good food. So it appears like Dusty might be a good clubhouse guy for a lot of those guys. But it sounds like Brantley's going to avoid the IL. He's not going to play tomorrow. I think the Astros play tomorrow. He might play Tuesday. But he's someone you probably need to sit for this half of the week. But it sounds like you're not going to lose him for long term at least.
Yeah, I think that's right. And the thing is, he was on fire to start too. I mean,
who wasn't on fire? The damn Astros.
Yeah, I know they had some swagger to them. I will give them. They look good.
Kyle Tucker can hit, by the way.
Yeah, he's good at baseball.
Manaea wasn't fooling anybody today, but that was lefty on lefty hit that ball to a little bit right at dead center, but he can get 7 RBIs already. He and Jordan both have 6 or 7 RBIs. It's just it's gross.
Looks good, dude.
If he's healthy, he can just flat out hit.
He was running the bases well, and he was doing everything right.
He was. I was watching him run around. I'm like, oh, he actually looks like he can run. That's frightening. So, Carlos Carrasco threw 2 innings in a sim game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Jeff, if he were available in a 12-teamer, would you pick him up right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I would too. I think someone asked me that question earlier, how much to bet on him, and I would definitely bet on him right now. I think that he seems to be progressing maybe towards the shorter end of that schedule. It was a very wide open timetable. There was like some was like June 1st, some was like late April, and it was weird. But I think maybe we get like a second week of May kind of thing. We have a shot at that.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who could be a difference maker, and
he was
a 12
like
especially
7th round pick for a while until he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, in a 12-teamer, absolutely I would. And now you got me checking to see if he was dropped anywhere, and just to see the height of my fail. But no, he was.
If it would have been, it probably would have been last week. Yeah, so you would have been on today. But that's good. You didn't miss that one.
Yeah, but it's easy to search 2 weeks worth of Fabis.
Yes.
But
you mentioned Tony Gonsolin put on the IL with right shoulder inflammation. I think we both agree that he's a drop, unfortunately, even though I think we both like him a lot as a pitcher. Ramon Laureano jammed his wrist into first base on Friday night. Love when guys slide head first into first base. Always makes me really happy. Sounds like he's day to day. He didn't play Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of disappointing because he looked really good on opening day, and it kind of seemed like maybe he was gonna be that guy we saw in 2019. But obviously we don't know right at the moment. But hopefully he's okay. And then the other ones that concerning is that Elieser Hernandez, the Marlins starter, left Saturday early. He's a guy that a lot of people really liked. I have him a couple leagues. Diagnosed with right biceps inflammation. There's weirdly been there's no IL move. There's no timetable yet. Sounds like he might pitch on Thursday, but I have a hard time believing that.
Velocity went from 91 in the first inning to 85 when he was getting pulled.
Is that bad?
Yeah. I wouldn't start him this week. I know that.
Yeah. I can't see him making I'd be shocked if he made a start this week, to be honest.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, the thing about him too is, he's, the Marlins, you already have the Sixto Sanchez issue with the shoulder, and that's not looking great. And you and I both have a share of him in the main. I held on to him, but I don't know how long.
I think you have to for a couple weeks just kind of see how the news develops. But I think it's very possible he ends up being a drop in 2 or 3 weeks, though.
Yeah, it's possible. And this is one of the things that you talk about the Marlins franchise. They're built around young pitching.
Yeah.
And they've already got 2 main guys hurt. And Edgar Garcia is also hurt but he could be back in May, they're talking. But that's the problem is young pitchers who throw really hard get hurt a lot. And they're fun to watch. We all ooh and ah over them, self included. But this is a risk that comes with them.
Your boy Sandy Alcantara looked really good though. He looked sharp in that game.
Yes, he did.
It was him and Glasnow in that game, right? It was him and Glasnow. That was a fun game of guys just throwing gas.
My desk is made of wood. I'm knocking the crap out of it right now here, but yes.
I was actually driving, listening to that game, which is crazy, Miami, Tampa Bay, but that says a lot about how much I like pitching. But I was listening to I had the Miami feed because it was Miami's home game, and those guys talking about Tyler Glasnow they were talking about his slutter, which is the half cutter, half slider he throws, and they said they were just gushing over Tyler Glasnow. It was kind of fun to see an opposing team say that many good things about a pitcher, and it was. Glasnow, I just hope he stays healthy because he's going to be so good if he is.
That's a sign of a good broadcast team, by the way.
Yeah,
it shows that they're paying attention.
Yeah,
and that they've done some research. They're talking about a new pitch that an opposing pitcher has. I mean, especially it's not even their division. It's not like they see him regularly.
It's not even their league.
Yeah, that's who. I wonder who's the Miami broadcast team. Do you know?
It was Miami radio guys, so I don't know. But it was funny because I assumed I was listening to the Tampa radio guys, and then I realized it was Miami because they were calling calling him Sandy, and the whole time he was a lot of first names Miami, so I figured out it was Miami team. But I don't know who the radio guys are. And then I listened to I listened to the Miami Heat radio because I was driving. I was listening to the Warriors game. The worst radio broadcast I've ever heard. So it is not. It kind of goes.
It's not in the water. It's just that one particular team was good. Yeah.
It was the Heat radio people were. It was so bad. It was like 2 fans won a contest. Listeners got to call a game. Ouch. It was really bad. Apologies if anybody knows the Heat announcers personally, but it was rough. Yeah. So let's jump in to talk about a few players here before we get out of here. But first, a note from our other sponsor, Stable Duel. Baseball has been America's pastime, but a close second is horse racing, and we've got the best way to get in on the action. Stable Duel brings a new way to play the races against your friends. Similar to how we play fantasy football and baseball, you select your team or your stable of horses and compete against other stables for big money prizes. Watch your stable move up the leaderboard as your horses accumulate points based on where they finish the race. The app is free to download. They offer free games so you can learn how to play at zero risk. Don't know anything about horse racing? Don't worry. The app has you all covered. All you need to know with free data on each horse's record as well as risk number, speed number, and value number for your best selections. This is the first game of its kind on horse racing, and you don't want to miss out. Download the Stable Duel app now and get in the game. Play, race, win with Stable Duel.
Please like our video and subscribe to RotoWire. Then go to rotowire.com/pod for a free 10-day trial.